This is going to be the leader of the group
Hey,
here.
Dennis.
Way to go, Dennis.
1-800-529-5465. Dennis, how are you?
Yes, hi, Brad.
Good. What's up?
I called you last week about renewing an expired license.
Uh-huh.
My question is, I also lost my passport. So can I renew the license without the...
Do you have the driver's license? You have the driver's license? Yes. Yeah, as long as you have the driver's license. I assume when you got your well, let me ask you this question. Do you have a driver's license through your work permit, or you have your driver's license through, you have a green card already?
I have a driver's license through the green card.
Okay, so then you should be able to renew it without having to show a passport.
Okay, so what do I get when I because I would like you to do it for me.
You have the conditional green card. Is that your concern, or you have your permanent green card? Tell me what your concern is with renewing your driver's license.
I had the green card, but I lost it. I also lost the green card. But
okay.
I came here. I came here illegally.
Okay, fine. So when you originally got your driver's license, you submitted your green card. So they should have that all on record. You shouldn't have to come back and do it again. So they should have it. Just bring your old driver's license, and they should renew it.
Okay, and how long does it take to renew the
driver's license?
Yeah,
I don't know. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I haven't renewed my driver's license. My license is up next year, so I'm like 8-9 years from the last time I renewed my driver's license. But I don't know, Kim. What do you think?
I have no idea.
Okay, I would like you to renew the green card. So,
okay, that we can do. Yeah, that we can do. Hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on. All right, 1-800. I don't know how long it takes. I got a couple weeks, I guess. I mean, how long can a driver's license be? 1-800-529-5465. Tamika in Long Island. How are you?
Hi, Lord.
Hi, Tamika.
Nelson.
Tamika Nelson. Hello.
Hey.
How's Kevin?
Oh, thank you so much.
How's Kevin?
Kevin is okay. I'm telling him to come and watch the show. He don't want to listen.
He doesn't want to listen.
But I'm gonna see. Yeah, I'm gonna see him on Saturday. I'm going down there.
All right, you tell him to watch. Mm-hmm. Everything good?
Yes. Everything is okay.
You're just calling to say hello. That's so sweet because nobody was calling our show today.
Tamika
She's so
knows.
sweet. So sweet. So
You
sweet.
can always depend on Brad Spar.
Oh, Brad Spar's in my corner. All right. Thanks, Tamika.
Thank you, Tamika.
Be well.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right. That's Tamika Nelson, ladies and gentlemen. Tim.
Yes.
Yeah, Tim, what's up?
My question is, my friend got arrested, and when he got arrested, they found out that he has immigration detainer. But the only correspondence, so he's wondering because the only correspondence he has from them is him to explain arrest he has on his record because he's filing for asylum.
Okay. Where is he from?
He's from Kenya.
Okay, so this guy's from Kenya. What did he get arrested for?
So right now he got arrested because it's a domestic.
All right, so he has a domestic violence incident. He gets arrested. Did he have a prior incident?
Not on that nature. The other ones were kind of minor little stuff like he was. I think the last time the case that he has right now, he was just he was outside his car, but he was drunk. So
All right.
it was like disorderly conduct.
All right. So I don't know what his situation is, but this is the general gist of it. If you get arrested, okay, in a sanctuary area, sanctuary state, a sanctuary city, they're not going to alert immigration to put a detainer on you unless you have already been convicted of some deportable offense or you were arrested for a very serious offense initially, and it looks like pretty bad for you. So, for example, drinking outside of a car would be a minor offense, and if that would be it, then they wouldn't notify immigration. Now, as soon as you have a very serious charge levied against you, or you already have deportable offenses, even if you're in a sanctuary city or not, they're going to notify immigration. And immigration comes and puts a detainer on you. So what does that mean? When immigration puts a detainer on you, what they're saying is, once the criminal case is resolved, for you or against you, we don't care. We want this guy, and now you're going to go sit in immigration detention to try to get deported. Now, what happens a lot is you don't know that there's an immigration detainer on you. You pay the bail for the criminal case, so maybe they put like $5,000 bail on the domestic violence, and now you've satisfied that bail. They release you from criminal jail, but no, they're not releasing you from criminal jail. They're basically handing you over to immigration, who also has a detainer on you, and then you have to pay a second bail to be released from there. So generally, that's what would need to happen. So you end up having, when you have an immigration detainer, two separate bails, one for the criminal and one for the immigration. Has he done that?
So we didn't. They told me, we're not going to release them. They could just to let you know because he has immigration detainer.
They're not going to. You're not going to what? They're not going to what?
They're not going to release them because they have immigration detainer.
So, but
we
even,
didn't pay
with
the 25.
but even with an immigration detainer, unless he's an aggravated felon from a prior conviction, they have to also give him a bail. So I would need to know what his prior incidences are. What you've told me is they are minor. It's drinking outside of a car. And now maybe even if he has a serious domestic violence situation, he's still entitled to bail unless he's convicted of that crime. So what I would suggest, Tim, is hold on 1 second and let's take a closer look at what's going on there, okay? Let's go to James in Dayton, Ohio. James.
Yes.
How you doing?
Great. I have a question. I know a lot of people that was in the military.
Yep.
And after they served the country, they got deported. And I never understood that.
You know a lot of people in the military, and the question is what?
After they served the country,
They got deported. Okay.
Right.
So we actually have had those people on our show. There are plenty of people who grew up in the United States, grew up as children, had green cards, presumed they were citizens, and served in the military. And the reason why you hear that happening a lot is because when they come back from combat, wherever they were in combat, a lot of people have post-traumatic stress disorder, and then they do things that they otherwise wouldn't have done. They get arrested, they do something wrong. A lot of it is because PDS, I forgot the acronym, but post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and then they end up getting deported. And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. As a matter of fact, we're going to have Hector Barajas on our show, I believe on tomorrow or Wednesday, tomorrow. And he is a deported veteran. He actually has a deported veterans organization. He thought he was a citizen, and he wasn't. Now, he just obtained his citizenship. We're going to talk about it with him tomorrow. Any person who served in active military duty during times of hostility, even if they got deported, can still apply for U.S. citizenship. So, a lot of people just don't know what their rights are, James.
Right. And I think it's so wrong. Like, what? How can somebody risk their life? And the sad part was that I actually witnessed this happen. As we were coming home, and as you got stateside, it happened right then and there. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, right, because he sits there and defends our country, and then they deport him. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
It's a terrible, terrible thing. So when our politicians say respect the military, they're not really respecting the military. Because the person who got deported, did more to support our country than an American citizen who never went abroad to go fight.
Yeah, and the sad part is a lot of these guys come from countries where they're forced into the military, and here people...
That's right.
They volunteer to.
You're 100% right. So watch
out. They don't join, and it's like we treat them a lot better, and I never understood that.
That's right. Well, watch our show tomorrow, because we're going to have Hector on, and he's going to talk about his organization, and he's going to talk about how he got deported. He's been out of the country for over 14 years now. So, and he's now just going to be coming back as a U.S. citizen. So watch tomorrow, and we'll talk about it more. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, 1-800, he happens to be right. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Faisal in Manhattan. Faisal.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, Faisal,
sir.
how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Good, what's happening?
I did file for I-130. That's my wife who did file for me. That was like 2 years now. And ever since we received the receipt, we never heard from the USCIS. And I don't even know what the problem might be.
All right, where are you from?
I'm from Senegal.
You're from Senegal. And how did you come to America?
I came through the border.
You came without inspection or you came with a visa? Is my question.
No, I came without inspection.
Okay, fine. And you filed an I-130 visa petition 2 years ago. You haven't heard anything?
Yes, please.
Your wife's a resident or a citizen?
No, she's a citizen.
You should have heard already. Hold on. You need help. You live in Manhattan. Our office is in Manhattan. No reason not to come see us. Hold on. You need help. 2 years, you should have heard. All right, let's go to Carol in Bridgeport. Carol.
Yeah, I'm talking for Carol. She just ran to the bathroom. Hey,
no
brother.
problem. Hey, Carol.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Carol, spokesperson. How are you?
I'm good, man.
What's going on?
We got a daughter. She got married to a U.S. citizen about 3 years now, and he didn't put the paperwork in, but now he abandoned the relationship. I guess he found out he was gay, so he moved on. So we were just wondering if we could file a desertion or
There's no desertion. When you have never gotten a green card at all, you're about to file. You're going to either apply for your 2-year or your permanent green card, whatever it may be. The only way you're getting a green card through the marriage is you and your spouse show up to an interview and prove it's a bona fide marriage, or you file on your own as an abused spouse. Either you were physically abused or extreme emotional abuse. Now, maybe there was extreme emotional abuse. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. I don't know the situation. Okay, maybe there was physical abuse. I don't know the situation. All we know is the guy found out he was gay and he left. That's not extreme emotional abuse. Otherwise, you get divorced and you got to find another way. Now, a lot of times people misunderstand that as I want to file for abandonment. There is no abandonment. Now, just let's take a step forward so people understand, because someone's going to say, wait a second, I know somebody who filed for abandonment and got their green card. And the answer is yes. That's from the time you get your 2-year green card to you getting your permanent green card. When you're going from your 2-year to your 10-year, you can file for abandonment. You can show you got divorced and it was a real marriage. But you can't do that from 0 to 2. You can only do that from 2 to 10.
Okay.
You understand? So if there was abuse, she should come and talk to us. If there was no abuse, get divorced, and we got to find another way.
All right, bro.
All right?
Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. Be well. All right. So Mike's been on hold from Brooklyn for 25 minutes. Mike, how are you?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm calling on an immigration question, with my friend, and we find it very confusing, right?
What?
She went on the interview. She passed everything. She came back home. They sent her a letter and tell her that her case was being denied.
So then she didn't pass everything. What happened?
No, they told her case is being denied and some bad moral character whatsoever.
Okay.
But she was being arrested because she had hit a girl with a bottle in the club, and the case was dropped. It was dismissed from a file or whatsoever.
Right.
And they deny her for bad moral character.
Mm-hmm.
And she's coming to you on Friday, but she had called one lawyer, and one lawyer said to her that the fight happened after the 3 years of getting her green card, so they shouldn't use that against her. So I want to know, is that true?
Well, they could use anything against her. I mean, this is the bottom line. When you go to adjust your status, besides having to prove, when you say she passed, what you're saying is I now understand what you're saying. She passed her marriage interview. They believe it's a real marriage. They approved the I-130 visa petition. Now, when you go to adjust your status, there's a lot of things you got to worry about. 2 of them, when it comes to arrests, are: have you been convicted of a crime that makes you inadmissible? She has not been. She has not been convicted of any crime that makes her inadmissible. The second thing that you have to worry about is good moral character. Do you have good moral character? That's what the law says to get a green card. Good moral character is very nebulous, means that it's very discretionary up to the particular person. So now she got into a fight in a club, in a bar. Was that the only time she ever got arrested in her lifetime?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, that's the only time she's been arrested.
So I would even argue something even more than what that lawyer said. The lawyer said it happened more than 3 years ago. There's no specific statute of limitations where if it happened 3 years and 1 day ago, you're okay. If it happened 2 years and 5 days ago, you're not okay. There's no 3-year thing. So I'm not sure where he came up with that 3-year thing. What you have to say is you're
because the reason why I said that, because the way he explained to her, he said that you have 3 years of getting the green card if you're married to a U.S. citizen. So anything happen after the 3 years after getting the green card, you're not supposed to use it against you unless it's something serious.
He just made up a law. What the law says is you have to be a person of general good moral character. So they could look at your moral character. Now they can't go back and say, well, 15 years ago or 20 years ago you did this, because what the law says is you have to be a person of good moral character today. Now you can go back in the past. You can go back in the past and you can say, does something you did in the past impact your good moral character today? And I would argue, whether it happened a week ago, a month ago, or 10 years ago, that everybody's entitled to a bad day or a bad night. Okay? You don't have to be a Mother Teresa every day of your life. So she got into a fight. Guess what? Everybody gets into a fight. I've gotten into fights. Now, I didn't knock anybody over the head with a beer bottle, but I've gotten into fights with people too. It doesn't make me a bad person. It happens. Okay? So I would argue, let me just finish. I would argue that one bad day doesn't make you a bad person. That's the argument. And then whether it happened a day ago or a week ago or 20 years ago, and then what you do is you bring in affidavits, you bring in evidence to say, look what a good person I am. Here's all the people say I'm a wonderful person.
And another thing is, that's why it's always good to listen to you and you always give good advice. She did her stuff on her own, right?
Right.
And when she went to the interview, and I think that's another reason why she get denied, and she didn't tell me. She go in the interview. When she go, they told her to bring her disposition letter for them, right?
Right.
And what she brought for them, she brought the paper from the precinct.
Oh, she brought the police from the right. So that there it was starting to go downhill from there.
Right.
So I would say, Mike, I would say this: if she had one arrest for a fight in a club, and she otherwise has a clean record, and she otherwise has no other reason to deny her, and she's already been approved for the I-130, I assure you, we'll get her a green card.
No, she's going for her citizenship.
Oh, her citizenship. Oh, this is okay. So even citizenship, then the lawyer did not make up a law. Okay, the law says that if it happened more than 3 years ago, based on a bona fide marriage, citizenship, they shouldn't include it. Okay, and then I would even argue that even if it happened within the 3 years, the same argument. You're still entitled. You're still entitled to have a bad day. Doesn't make you a bad person. So I think that was a bad. Then it was a bad decision. The lawyer did not make up a law. That law is correct. And I thought it was an adjustment you were talking about.
Okay, but what can she do now? Because she brought in the wrong paper. She didn't bring the disposition letter from the court. She have it now, but it's too late now.
Yeah, so we're going to refile again and make her a citizen. That's what we're going to do. Do it right.
That's what I was telling you. She's coming to you on Friday.
Okay, hold on. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Carlene in Queens, New York. Carlene.
Yes. Good evening. How are you?
Good.
I'm fine. I have a question.
Yeah.
I entered the United States in 2012 as a conditional resident.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2014, I adjusted my status where I got my 10-year. In 2016, I got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I was charged on a felony.
Okay.
And it was reduced to a disorderly conduct.
Okay, good.
My question is, how long do I have to wait before I can file for citizenship?
Well, you can file now. You're still with your spouse?
No.
Okay, so when did you get your original conditional green card?
2014, I got the 10-year.
No, when did you get the 2-year?
2012.
Okay, so you've been a resident for more than 5 years already. Now, your issue becomes, just like this last caller, you have an arrest that ended up in a disorderly conduct. A disorderly conduct's not a crime, okay, but it was in a serious arrest. So obviously, that impacts on your moral character. You're not with your spouse anymore, so you have to show 5 years good moral character, and this arrest happened within the 5 years. We would need to look at more about what happened. Were you arrested for something that was an ongoing situation, or was it more of a, I just did this stupid thing on one day? And then we would have to show, hopefully it's I did a stupid thing on one day rather than this was an ongoing situation. And then we would have to show that you have, look at all these positive equities that show that you are a person of good moral character. You have to count, if there's something bad on this hand, you got to counterweigh it with something else. You got to be able to show, this person that got arrested on this day, that's not the person in front of you. This is the person in front of you. So you have to show you're a person of good moral character. I always argue that it's worth trying one arrest in the 5-year period or 3-year period. It's absolutely worth trying as long as you can demonstrate you're a person of good moral character. Nothing bad's going to happen to you. The worst thing they'll do is deny you. Disorderly conduct's not a deportable offense.
Okay.
All right, so hold on. Let's sit down and see if it's worthwhile trying. Hold on. All right, let's go to Nicole in Vancouver, Washington. Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're good, doing well. Good, doing well. All right, what's up?
So I just had 2 questions.
Yeah.
So for the first one, I just got married in February to my husband, who's Jamaican. So I was just curious because he's having somebody else sign as his affidavit, and I know that they have to submit their income and their tax forms.
Right.
So even though I'm not signing as his affidavit, do I still have to submit my income and tax forms as well as that person?
Well, if you are filing for your husband, you do have to submit an affidavit of support. You do have to sign it. If you don't, you do have to submit your tax returns, and if you don't earn enough money, that's when the second affidavit of support comes in. They also have to sign it and submit their tax returns. So you're going to sign one, submit your tax returns and job letter. It's going to obviously demonstrate you don't earn enough money, and then you're going to submit a second one signed by the person who's giving this affidavit of support who lives outside of your household with their tax returns and job letter, and that should hopefully be enough to show that you're 125% above the poverty level, and then he'll get his green card.
Okay, perfect. So then for my second question, so my address, we're currently living at a temporary address. So it's just my name on it right now, but that's going to be, it's going to change within the next couple of months, but it's not going to be changed before we file.
Okay.
So I currently have my address as my parents to receive mail and everything like that, and then he has a different address in Oregon. So I was wondering if it'd be worthwhile to change his address to my parents' address.
No,
so
change the address to where he lives with you right now, even if his name's not on the lease. And then when you move again, you'll notify immigration that you've moved.
Okay. So, well, we're in a weird spot because we're basically, we can't really receive mail here. Is that makes sense?
I understand, but I think on the applications, it should give you a address and a mailing address, a choice of.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so double check that, but I believe the last time I checked, that's what it is. Although I don't do the forms anymore, so I'm a little spotty on my form work. But I believe they give you both an address and a mailing address as well.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, 1-800-529-5465. Shireen in Orlando, Florida, home of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Goofy. How are you, Shireen?
I'm good, and you?
Good. What's going on?
I'm calling to find out about something, right? My spouse is a green card holder.
Yes.
He petitioned for his minor child out of the country. The child got a visa, and the child came to visit, but due to circumstances, he didn't send back the child. So I'm calling to find out what can be done, what can he do, but the child is out of status.
How old is the child now?
She's 12.
And when did he file for her?
It was December 2015.
All right, so then the child's eligible for a green card. We got to process at the National Visa Center, go back home, get a green card, and come back. The child can't be held responsible for overstaying on a visa and can't be held responsible for any misrepresentation.
Oh, but his concern is that can the child be denied?
Not legally, they can't.
Because
not legally, no.
Oh, okay.
How long is he? Well, when did he get his green card?
Well, he was on a conditional green card, and he got his permanent green card, the 10 years, since last month.
And this is marriage to somebody else, not to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did he get his conditional? What month and year did you tell me?
It was what? In 2014 or 2015, I think.
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, I think it's 2015. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other choice is wait until he becomes a citizen. But if it's 2015, he won't become a citizen until 2020.
Until 2020. Yeah.
But it sounds like if he just removed the conditions, I would bet it's before 2015 because they take a year and a half to remove conditions. So I would say it was more close.
No, it was 2015.
Really?
2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what he should do is have a consultation with us so we can go through all the options, the pros and cons. But certainly sending the child home shouldn't be a problem. But he's got to be comfortable. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So hold on one second. All right.